Many of us think that when we face problems, we need to fight harder, move faster, and try harder. But life does not always work that way. Sometimes staying calm is braver than fighting, and sometimes patience can do what strength cannot. The story you're about to hear proves this lesson. Patience at the edge of death. The sky had been dark since morning. Dark clouds slowly covered the sky, and a cold wind blew through the tall grass. Birds hurried back to their nests, as if nature was getting ready for a big storm. Rajesh was a hardworking and patient man. After a long day of work in a nearby village, he was on his way home. His family was waiting for him. His wife had made fresh bread for dinner, and his children always greeted him with happy smiles. Rain began to fall, but only a few moments later it turned into heavy rain. A loud clap of thunder shook the sky. The wind grew stronger, and water rushed down the hills into the field. The ground became soft and slippery. Rajesh wanted to save time, so he crossed a field that was often dangerous after a heavy rain. He had only taken a few steps when suddenly his right foot sank into the ground. He quickly tried to pull it out, but his other foot sank too. His face turned pale. Oh no, it's quicksand! The mud pulled his legs like invisible hands. The more he struggled, the deeper he sank. Within a few minutes, the mud reached his knees. For a moment, Rajesh felt real fear. His heart was beating fast. There was no one around to hear him. He struggled with all his strength, but he felt himself sinking even deeper. Soon the mud reached his waist. Fear filled his heart. The rain hit his face, and the wind howled across the field. It felt like the whole world knew he was in danger. He thought about his wife and children, their smiles, their laughter, the warm home waiting for him. A painful thought came to his mind. Maybe he would never see them again. Quietly he said, "God, I have to get home." Another clap of thunder shook the sky. A flash of lightning lit up the field. At that moment, he remembered something a wise old man had once told him. When you are stuck in quicksand, the mud is not the enemy. Panic and rushing are. Rajesh closed his eyes. He took a deep breath. Then another. Slowly his heartbeat became calm. He stopped struggling. He kept his body still so his weight could spread out. To his surprise, he felt the mud pulling him down less. For the first time since he got stuck, he started thinking clearly instead of panicking. Then he saw a long branch. The wind had broken it from a tree and thrown it a short distance away. It felt like the distance between life and death. Rajesh placed his hand on the mud and leaned back a little. He reached for the branch he missed. He sank a little deeper. He took a slow breath and stayed calm. He tried again, still too far. Rain ran down his face, and his hands felt cold and numb. One last time, he stretched his arm as far as he could. His fingertips touched the branch, but it slipped away. His heart sank. He understood something important. Every hesitant movement was pulling him deeper into danger. So he stopped. He waited for a few long moments. He stayed still. Then suddenly a strong wind blew across the field. The branch moved a little closer. Slowly and carefully, Rajesh reached out again. This time he grabbed it firmly. Tears filled his eyes, not from fear, from hope. He placed the branch on the surface of the mud and slowly used it to support his weight. Little by little, he pulled himself forward. First, his right leg came free, then his left. Rajesh used all his strength. A moment later, he pulled himself out and fell onto solid ground. For a few minutes, he just lay there, breathing heavily. and looking at the sky. The rain had stopped. Rajesh slowly stood up. He looked at the sky and smiled. That day he learned an important lesson. In some of life's hardest problems, the way out is not to struggle harder. The way out is to be patient. Sometimes the more we struggle, the deeper we get stuck. But when we stay calm, we can see a way out that we could not see before. Moral of the story: sometimes a person's greatest strength is not physical power or endless effort. It's calmness and patience that show us the way out in the hardest moment of life. Thank you for being with us. If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share it with others. See you in the next story.